We are live. We are here. We are ready to begin today's Hangout live stream. Nothing but good vibes today. It is a fantastic Tuesday afternoon, a little hot one, if I do say so myself, but nothing we can't power through. How is everybody doing tonight? How are we all feeling, man? It is good to be back. Apologies for not being able to do Thursday's stream. There just wasn't any time really for it. But I am glad to be back here, man. I'm glad to be back hanging out with every single one of you guys. What do you mean? I'm always on time. I'm always on time when it comes to what are you talking about, brother? What do you mean, dude? What do you mean? But anyway, hopefully you guys are doing fantastic today. I am doing great. I am excited for today's live stream. It's actually going to be an interesting one because we have a topic that is very topical for all things considered. What we got going on behind the scenes and what we've been letting you guys know about as well. Boaz and I actually just finished filming. We pretty much got all the footage we needed done for the day for the next main GI upload. So the next main video that you're going to see go live on the site or go live on our YouTube is going to be the Kazuna Works BSK-43, the Basilisk GBB pistol, the kind of weird looking G series pistol that takes, or the high cap of the 2011 style pistol that kind of looks off, that takes a Glock magazine. That's going to be the next one, but then immediately after that one, we're going to be doing the Classic Army MK16 MWS GBR series of rifles. So that's going to be very cool because we actually, again, we just got the filming done for today for that one, and that's going to be going up very, very soon because those are scheduled to be released this month, literally a couple of weeks. So very much excited for that one. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to today's stream, today's Hangout live stream. Corman, what's going on, man? Good to have you here as well. Good that you're nice and early. RPG lovers, hello, hello, hello. What are you, we're all gonna panic? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? 60% of the time, Isaias is always on time. Buffalo, man, that's funny. That's funny. But it should be 100% of the time I'm on time. Maybe like 95% of the time I'm on time. Warzone, what's going on, man? Always a pleasure to have you, man. Jenny boy, hello, hello, hello. Poopy man, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Gnarls, my dog, what's good, man? What's good? Just got a Psycho 12 last weekend. Nice, nice. Darwin's Arbiter. Lieutenant Muffin, man, always a pleasure. Darkest of Trees, what's happening, dog? Hello, hello, hello. Good to have you guys here, man. Good to have you guys all on tonight's stream. Very much looking forward to tonight's stream. I posted it in the Discord as well that we were going live, and hopefully you guys got your suggestions ready for tonight as well. We are going to be asking the question, which is advice for new and or future GBBR owners. For future GBR owners, if any of you guys are owners of a GBR platform, whether that be the VFC, GHK, Tokyo Marui, KWA, Wii, whatever it might be, well, even whatever tickles your fancy, whatever you got lying at home, there are some general universal rules and advice that I think that the Airsoft community could really benefit from. So have those ready to go. I will be asking for those shortly. Let's see, Epic Fail, what's happening, man? Just curious if not anything affected as of yet. The biggest thing that people saw was that it went from like on pre-order to coming soon on the status, like it's on gray. You can't order anymore. That's because the quantity that we set for the pre-orders sold out. So that's the only thing that's happened thus far. But no, nothing negatively affecting that, honestly, as far as we know. Everything seems to be okay so far. I haven't got any notification of anything bad or anything, so we should be a-okay. GBR talk? Yes. Loob, 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 loob. Yes, we're gonna be getting all into that as well. Yes. It's a bit late. I'm starting to think it's not happening. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I got one BTS Mode 2 and OT comes with a double troll history box. So big wins there. Still waiting for Dragon update on the live stream win box. That is coming soon. Again, live stream wins do take a while. I'm a little bit backed up on those because I got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but those will be sent out as soon as possible. So GBR, but no, there isn't. GBR, man. No, there isn't. Warzone's just pulling shit out of his ass, dude. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. You're fine. No, there's no GBR buys it. At least not that we're carrying as of yet. Not yet anyway. Not yet anyway. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be back here. I wanted to give you guys an update for anyone that's just joining in right now. Welcome to today's Hangout live stream. It's a very relaxed, a very chill live stream that I like to do on Tuesdays, very low stakes, which is how I like things. Again, we're just going to be hanging out, talking with the Airsoft community about the topic that we have at hand, and of course, a bunch of other stuff as well. At some point or another, it's going to devolve into a complete shit show, but that's the way I like it. All right, but I did want to go ahead and let you guys know that all these shocker deals that we have going on, our current shocker deal round is going to be expiring at the end of the night tonight. So I would strongly advise you guys take advantage now. You got about a little bit less than 4.5 hours left before shocker deals come to a close, and there are some banging deals on here as well. Don't miss out. Make sure to go and get those orders in before it's too late. We also have promotions going on for tonight. Every $50 you spend gets you 2 entries into this week's live stream giveaway. But, come on. Looks like it just sort of, there we go. Okay, we're good. We are fine. It's Warzone's fault. Yeah, everybody blame Warzone for some reason, because I still got my shoes on. See, you kidding me? I still got my shoes, and I still got my socks on. All right, I haven't taken off my socks. I haven't done nothing. All right. It ain't my fault. We are chilling. We're A-okay right now. But what was I gonna say? Yes, if you order yourself a Classic Army MK16, is what I was gonna say. If you order yourself one of these bad boys, let's show off the screen right there. If you order one of these 4 models, right, whether you get the solid black, the black and tan, the long 13-inch, or the 10-incher, you will be getting yourself 24 entries into into Thursday's live stream giveaway. That'll give you 24 chances of winning. And of course, this is all in relation to the live stream giveaway, which we do every single Thursday, for the most part. Just because, again, last week we did good and we didn't do it, but still. Right? Make sure to go and read those rules for yourself. You can win yourself a free Airsoft gun. Again, it's awesome. It's freaking sick. All the previous winners can attest to that as well. Make sure to take advantage now while you can. The promotions are there. And remember, any order $149 or more, or rather, any orders over $149, that's what I'm going to say. Any orders over $149 will automatically get you free UPS ground shipping right now. But again, that's for a very limited time. So don't miss out and get those orders in. Okay. Oh gosh, no, we lost for a sec. Yeah, just for a sec. Hopefully it stays that way. You sit on a throne of lies. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. When are the Soul GW releasing? It's funny you should mention that. I could say, yeah, we got the Toxicant one in-house. We were just looking at it, just taking a look at it, and it didn't come out too bad, actually. It didn't come out pretty damn nice. Damn freaking nice. And I can't wait for the full, release model that we're gonna be. I can't really wait for those to be coming out, but looks promising. Looks very, very promising. Very good. Very, very good. I made some homemade Jamaica right now, and man, this thing is bussin'. But yeah, during this live stream, if you guys do have any Airsoft-related questions, or you just want to ask me personal questions, or just my opinions on certain things, whether they're related to tonight's topic or not, or even if they're not Airsoft-related, by all means, feel free to go and ask away. I don't mind. Here's freaking crazy today. Feel free to go and ask away. Just put the letter Q in front of your question, make it a lot easier for me to spot, identify, and of course, I can thereby answer it. Okay, let's see here. It's on there as a joke, but what if someone actually bought the Airsoft truck and he thought it's on there? That'd be cool. If they bought it for the actual price it was supposed to be and everything, you know what I mean? Then yeah, it's not even necessarily a joke. It actually is real. Where Creedmoor? I have the one prototype sitting in our warehouse somewhere. Yeah, when people want to take a look at it, I don't mind showing it off to them. But yeah, as far as when it's going to be releasing, hopefully soon. But yes, guys, we do have the topic for tonight, that of course being any advice that you would give for any future or new GBR owners. Let's say they bought their first one, or they're thinking about getting their first one. What are some things you wish that you were told? right? Maybe you guys got all the information going into it and you just want to reiterate to someone else. Or maybe you didn't know shit. Like, nobody told you anything, right? You didn't watch any of the GI videos talking about it or whatever it might be. Or just piece of advice that you wish someone had told you in regards to owning your GBR. Now, you can be as specific as you want. If you want to be as specific regarding your model and your platform, sure, go for it. But just some overarching, themes or pieces of advice that you would like to give to anyone thinking about getting a GBR. Considering GBRs are, again, on the rise. They have been for the last year and a half. And they're going to continue to be more and more relevant in Airsoft. They're going to see a lot more of them for sure. I'm just curious to hear what you guys' thoughts on that are in terms of what piece of advice you think people should know. I would tell them to buy a Lancer HPA M4 Tap and HPA that GBR. With the Airsoft, nah, man. I mean, okay, here's the thing. If you like HPA Tap and your GBR, by all means, go for it. But for me, and maybe a few of you too, maybe you guys can chime in on this if you like, I do feel like that kind of takes away a little bit of the whole reason why you would go with a GBR in the first place, was the realism aspect. Now, you still get, obviously, yes, the blowback itself, but I don't like the idea of having a line attached at all to my stuff. Like, if I can avoid it, I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? I just don't like it. I don't want it. But again, if that's what you guys would suggest for some platforms, by all means, feel free to go on and state your reasons why. I'm curious, It's an open forum. Open decorum forum. There you go. Do you prefer Guns Modify, URGI, or Tokyo Marui? For the money, I'm going to go URGI. I'm going to go Guns Modify. Because a lot of the stuff that it has, I would do anyway for the TM, so I might as well get the Guns Modify one. But again, that's just me personally. And the end pass already there. The new Guns Modifies that we have right now already have the end pass there. Freaking sweet. Buy a realistic amount of magazines. Don't do what I did and buy 10 mags. It is most definitely not needed. That's a very good piece of advice, Epic Fail, actually. That's a very good... I mean, to be fair, though, there are some people that do, like me, I'm not going to lie. When I first got my KW LM4 way back in the day, right, and which I still use and I still run every once in a while, that gun, I would drop the feed lips. I only had like 4 mags on me. Actually, no, I had 5 mags. I had 5 mags total. And that was including the one that it came with. I had 5 mags total on me, and anytime I would drop them, that was another mag that would go. Those feed lips were pretty notoriously fragile. So I would say that, it is nice to have extra magazines in case you break one. Not actually being down a magazine in gameplay. But 10 does seem kind of like a lot. 10 does kind of seem like a lot, but to each their own. But I get what you're saying. Maybe not buying all that necessarily at once. Maybe spending that on other things as well. I don't know. I could see that piece of advice going. I think that's still solid. I think that's valid. Darwin's Arbiter. He goes, clean. Yes, I would say cleaning is a very important part. If you guys have any funny cleaning stories or funny GBR stories, by all means, please feel free to go ahead and let me know. I love these stories. But cleaning is crucial, man. Cleaning is super important. I can't stress that enough. If something's going on with your GBR, the very first thing that every tech is going to ask you is, when's the last time you cleaned it? And that's a valid question, because more often than not, I mean, I've seen some pretty horrific things, man, that people will do to their GBRs. Like, it's pretty nuts. It's how poorly that these guys will like treat their guns and then not clean it to take care of it. You know what I mean? Like, and then they're surprised. Why does this not work for me? It's like, maybe because there's a big rock inside of your bolt. You know what I mean? There's getting in the way. It's connected, or it's like literally stuck in between the bolt and the hop up. Like, there's a big problem there, That would do it. Or there's caked in mud here. Like, time to clean your shit, man. You gotta clean your stuff, What's going on? I have so many guns I don't have love for anymore. And I feel bad for still having them. You shouldn't feel bad for having them, but I do get what you're saying when you think like, okay, I have too much. I don't have that problem because I love everything that I own, to be honest. I really do, but he did not appease the machine spirit. I honestly, I think the machine spirit is just, it doesn't matter what I do. That thing is just never happy. The GBR is being tested at Area 51. Yeah, that's why it goes down every so often. This going down. Watch that one as well. What's going on? Do you answer this? What virus mount? Have you heard that LCT is releasing the first GBR pistol and wood furniture for the G3A3? I do know about their GBR pistol. I have heard about that one, yes. Which is going to be very cool to see. And the wood furniture for G36 or for the G3A3, that's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see that one. Could the Eagles have just fly the... Oh, here we go. Here's that question again. Could the Eagles have just flown the hobbits through the towers and they wouldn't have had to walk the whole movie? Yes, but here's the problem. It's not about the practice. I mean, yes, if we're getting into... Yes, absolutely. 100%. That was something that I don't think that was really thought of. But it's not like they could just summon them at a moment's notice. You know what I mean? They will, intervene when they feel that they want to and that it concerns them. And they feel they have to. But at the end of the day, it's not up to the mortals, to decide if the Eagles... Lord of the Rings, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure everyone should know what I'm talking about at this point. We've heard this question to death 1,000 times. And yes, it is a valid question. But, again, the answer still being... It's not like they can summon them at a moment's notice whenever they want to for anything. They don't serve, the mortal realm like that. It's not... It would be cool if they did, and I definitely would say, be interesting of a story, but... But again, good question. Good Lord of the Rings question. Tap drum mags if you'd like drum mags or smaller LMG style replica. Don't buy it as your first gun. Okay, from Buffalo Man. Especially if you don't know much about maintenance. I would actually have to agree to this. Buffalo Man does bring up a good point. Because I will see that there are a lot of new players that are getting into it and they don't want to do anything AG. This is like their first... They don't even know... They've never owned even a Springer beforehand. I've never done anything airsoft. They never even played, and immediately they're like, I want a GBR. And they're so fixated on it. And I'm telling you, man, the amount of times... I mean, I'm sure that there's probably some kid out there that maybe knows... Maybe he's a little more experienced with, like, real farms, and then, like, he kind of gets into airsoft after, and then... That's fine, I think, okay? But for most people, like 99.9% of people, especially kids, I would never in a million years recommend that they use a GBR. Ever. And it's not even like because like I don't want them to have it. It's just more like I don't want them to have a bad time. And every kid that I've seen use a GBR will mess it up somehow. Because here's the thing. Even as an adult, you can very easily mess up your own GBR by lack of maintenance, by running it how you cannot run your GBRs the same way that you would run your AG. You just can't. You physically cannot. There are so many differences functionality-wise that you can't have the same expectations of an AEG onto a GBR. That's just not fair to the system. It's two different things, right? Yeah, they shoot the same, ammunition, but that's not a very good comparison, comparing an AEG to a GBR. Like, it's good to contrast the differences, sure, obviously, but if you're trying to say one is better than the other because of this, one is better than the other because of that, it's not really fair because they're meant for very different things. They have very different purposes in mind, and they're meant for a very different crowd. They are incredibly cool, and they're the most realistic experience you will have in airsoft, but they are generally not something that I recommend for new players because new players aren't very good with maintaining their stuff in general, especially if they're on the younger side. Like, if they're under 18... or I would say even under 15, I would say they're not going to be the best when it comes to maintaining their stuff because that's how the kids are, I don't blame them. It is what it is, it's just something that we've noticed. Like, kids are super forgetful of stuff. They're always forgetful of things. It just happens, they can be the most responsible kid in the world. They're still a kid. They're going to make dumbass kid decisions and mistakes. It happens. The difference is that this is if they make a mistake, this could cost them, their super expensive GBR, right? And thankfully, GBRs are becoming more affordable. I mean, again, like I was showing, right? Like the MK16s that we're showing off. Again, you order one of these bad boys, right? You get 24 entries right now. But these are becoming a lot more affordable, right? MWS compatible system for under $400, and it actually performs really well. That's the one thing I was actually very surprised with, and I want to give kudos because these are the same system that the Lancers are going to be. Again, these are basically the Lancer OEM ones. They're just going to have the Classic Army name on it. But Lancer did a really good job with these in terms of like manufacturing these. I especially got to give it to the magazines. Boaz and I were shooting it, and we were actually pretty impressed that like, okay, these mags actually hold up very well. We weren't really giving that issue. When you're using your GBR mag, And even if it's just like the first mag that you're using, you feel like the last couple of shots are struggling, and then sometimes it might not even lock back. The bolt like has a trouble like actually locking back. The bolt catch doesn't really seem to work. Honestly, these seemed pretty efficient with their gas, so I was able to lock back pretty easily every single time that we used it. Works great. I think full auto is obviously like when you start experiencing that cooldown effect a lot more, has the efficiency problem. But for straight semi, this was shooting like a champ. It was shooting great, man. I was both Boaz and myself were actually thoroughly impressed with how efficient this thing was with its gas. So I like it quite a lot, actually, and I'm very excited for it. And again, under $400, like that's freaking sick, which does make it a little bit better and a little bit more like justifiable for a new player. But again, the general rule of thumb is it's gonna be like over $400 usually for most GBRs, most quality ones, right? It's kind of hard to be like, this is your first one, like this is your first car, you know, your first car is a Lambo, right? Like, you know, it's kind of tough to recommend that for a teenager, right, that has not owned any previous car beforehand. They're not going to be that great with it. But that's a good piece of advice, Buffalo Man. That's a good piece of advice. I could see why some people would protest it, and at the end of the day, you know, it's your money. You can do with it as you see fit. It's entirely up to you. Don't let it stop you. If that's your dream to own it, get it. But just please understand that there's a lot more research and a lot more shit that goes on. There's layers to this shit. You know what I mean? Like there's layers here. You know what I mean? You're right here at the tippy top of the iceberg, but there's a whole other iceberg down below here that you're not seeing. So just do your research. Understand that you can't have the same expectations of an AG on your GBR. That's just not fair to the GBR. You know. Also, by the way, I'm going to be giving shout-outs to people that are placing their orders during the live stream time. So I want to give a shout-out to our boy, Mr. Darwin's Arbiter, because they got themselves... Holy crap! Holy shitballs. Darwin's Arbiter got them... Jesus Christ, man. I don't even... Hold on. How many... I got to bring up the calculator for this one. Calculator. Shout out Darwin's Arbiter for getting themselves fucking Christ, that's all so many. That is so many. That is so much. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's okay, so that's okay, yeah, hold on. I'm doing math. I'm mathing here. 28 entries. Darwin's Arbiter got themselves 28 entries because they got themselves a Guns Modify MWS URGI GBR, but they got the mag combo with it as well. Gosh dang it. And you use those gift vouchers to come in clutch, man. Good for you. Good for you, man. I'm happy for it. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be real freaking good. Darwin's Arbiter. How many GBRs do you own? I'm actually very curious. Next, I want to give a shout out to our boy Richard. If you guys have played Resident Evil, I love that. This dude got himself quite a few entries as well. Got himself, what is that? Got themselves 8 entries into the Thursday's live stream giveaway. Guys, make sure to get those orders in before it's too late. Again, we're going to be running the promos up until 9:30, the end of the stream. So don't miss out. Get your orders in before it's too late. Remember, shocker deals are expiring by the end of the night tonight. Isaias, I'm looking to install a new hop-up unit into my MGC4 Mark III. Okay. What are your thoughts on the Max model CNC? Is it compatible with my Unicorn barrels and buckings as well? Yes, the barrels and buckings, absolutely fine. Here's where things get interesting, though. Lieutenant Muffin, it's when it's going to come to your air nozzle. When it comes to your air nozzle, that you might end up having to go ahead and basically redo the entire compression system. The bucking in inner barrel is fine. You can use the Unicorn. That's not the issue. It's going to be the compression set, specifically air nozzle. That's going to be where things get a little bit picky because the Max, anything like the CNC stuff is very particular and very picky about which air nozzle's length will actually work best for it. There's been too many times where people try to drop in just a Max willy-nilly as is, and then they get feeding issues, jamming. Like, it's pretty common for that to happen, or just complete loss, you know, of compression. So I would say, if you want to do it, you're gonna have to redo the entire compression set. I believe, because that's what we've had to do a lot for a lot of people that have wanted Max hopper chambers, not even just in their MGC4s, but pretty much anything, like literally everything. The only thing that I think kind of like you can get away with using the stock like air nozzle is like a lot of VFC stuff. Like we've dropped maxes into like VFC 416s, VFC like Avalons, you know, the older ones that guys brought up, and those seem to work just fine. But it was everything else that needed to be upgraded on those, so you know, give and take, if you will. I know I'm in the minority, but I kind of like fixing malfunctions. The added stress is fun. You, Gnarls, are you freaking Revolver Ocelot, MGS3? This reload is exhilarating. Oh man, that's so funny. But I kind of get it. It definitely adds to the realism for sure if you do have any sort of issue where it's like, oh, double feed, right? You got to clear that out and all this stuff. Like, I get it. You got to try to clear it, and it adds stress. It kind of adds a sense of realism because you have to use your stuff very properly. And even then, shit can still happen. I get what you're saying. I for one, necessarily don't really like too much if they're having issues on the field at all. But I can see the appeal for that, and I can see the kind of like the silver lining that comes with it, you know? Amont 26, I bought one yesterday from your store. Am I part of this raffle? If you bought something in store that was $20 or more, you are entered into Thursday's live stream giveaway. Yes, we don't do giveaways on Tuesdays. That's only on Thursday. But yes, the next one coming up on Thursday, absolutely, you are entered. Learn how to do GB maintenance, relubing. Yes, 100%. I would 100% agree to that as well. Relubing is important. Dry rubber is never good. Metal on metal contact is never really that good, you know? Hold on, I'm scrolling up. Okay. Plus it makes you learn about how the gun works. True. I feel I have a lot to say about GBRs. I have had, I think, 28 or 30 GBRs and over 80 plus. God damn, Warzone. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you have a lot, here's the thing. This is definitely the stream, specifically this session, is the one to, you know, put your opinions out there. Again, I'm hoping my objective here is that I want people that currently do own a GBR who maybe didn't think to do this or that, whatever it might be, or who maybe just don't know because they weren't told anything, or any newer players or newbies that are watching this, right, that are thinking about making the switch. I want them to be able to hear it from you guys too. This is an open forum for you guys to put down what you would suggest, what you recommend, what you don't recommend in terms of tips on maintaining, taking care of, getting your first GBR. This is good. This is fully open for you guys. You know, I want you guys to take advantage of that. That's a lot of airsoft because I heard that audio. I heard that going on when you said that with the airsoft. Yeah, dude, it is a lot. Bought a secondhand Maruyama SCW9 and it wasn't properly cleaned. I'm pretty sure they lubed it with lavender. Oh no! Why would you do that to the airsoft gun, man? With lavender lotion for lube? Gross, disgusting, bro, disgusting. I feel so bad for that airsoft gun. That poor airsoft gun. Ugh. Did it smell? I guess it smelled nice at the very least. RPGs. Just sold my KDW M4 and I miss it, but I think I'm gonna get the MTC4 Mark IV GBB as my next M4 GB. It looks absolutely solid. Yes, it absolutely does. It really, really does, dude. MGC4 GBB. They said you wanted to get the Mark IV. Yeah, the Mark IV is just so freaking sweet, dude. I love the Mark IV. I'm hoping I can get one, specifically the gray, because the gray looks so freaking phenomenal. It looks so freaking sweet. I absolutely love this thing. I adore it, and I love that it has the Kung Fu grip. It just adds to the aesthetic, man. It's just so good. But good choice, man. Good choice. I'm saving towards at the Gateway on the 4D because it seems suitable for me, such as the Ambidex charging handle. But are there any cons you can think I should know before buying? Yes. In general, right, the LM4 system is a proprietary system. Now, I know some airsofters are going to hear that and be like, immediately, I don't want it. But there are going to be some advantages and disadvantages to it. Here's the thing. If you break something on that gun, KDBWA has the part for it. You can just go on their website and it's there. And if you don't see it on there, you can just call them or email them and they're going to have it and they can hook you up with one. You know, so it's not that big a deal. That's what people have been doing for years for pretty much all their KDBWA stuff. Because most of their parts are not regularly available at most retail sites. You have to go through them directly, which is fine. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care where I get, where the parts are coming from, as long as the parts are available. If that's the case, yes. But as far as upgrades, it's not really going to be as easy. Now, there might be some places that can actually have upgrade parts available, but they're definitely going to be very few and far between. There's not a whole lot of choice out there. These are meant for as a training platform. They were not meant to be used, in the traditional airsoft sense, but you can still bring them to an airsoft field and they work great. They're awesome. You take care of them, they'll take care of you. Those would be the only cons about them. Everything else, not really, honestly. They work great. Was Boromir wrong, Buffalo? That's a good question. Man, we're doing a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff here. We're doing a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff here. Oddly enough, I don't know if you know this, Buffalo Man. I might have said this at a previous stream, but Boromir is actually one of my favorite characters. If not, him and Faramir are actually probably some of my favorite characters because they're unquestionably human. They are 100% just human. That's the whole point. They are meant to be the personification of just your everyday man, right? They're the everyman. And I know if you only watched the theatrical cuts of the movies, right? It's kind of easy to kind of play off Boromir as kind of like a little bit of a tool, maybe a little bit of a, kind of arrogant or whatever, and easily corruptible. And here's the thing. I guess you could kind of make that point a little bit, but when you watch, as it was meant to actually be viewed, right, extended edition, everything, you really do get the sense that, Boromir really, really did love Faramir, and he was a really good older brother, genuinely a really, really good older brother, constantly trying to stand up for his little brother, for Faramir, up to his dad, which I really respect, and he had a point. His whole argument of, hey, the elves are kind of just doing fuck all right now. They're not really helping us, with defending, us at all. They're kind of just orcs are just going around as they please, right? The wild men are kind of doing whatever, right? They're kind of pillaging as you will. And then we got this massive Orc hive threat coming up. Yeah, I think I would want to use the weapon as well. I'd want to use the ring to my advantage as well. That's a valid point. Obviously, it's not feasible, and, you shouldn't do it, but, hey, he's falling victim to the thing that everyone falls to. The ring can corrupt anyone. It just so happened that Frodo had such a high tolerance for it. But they got real lucky with that one. Had it been anybody else, the Fellowship would have turned on each other immediately. And everyone knows it, too. So I don't think he was wrong. I think for wanting that, I think he was just wrong in the sense of hey, he ultimately fell for it, right, for the temptation, but it was a matter of time before everyone did. So if we order a CM2S, are we ever going to get them? I've heard from numerous sources that Customs is seizing M4 style GBBR to the modification to lowers to take RS. Oh, real estate operators. Yeah, that hasn't really been affecting us honestly at all. I mean, I don't. Doesn't seem like it, honestly. I mean, maybe something got seized, but I mean, oh, excuse me, I have to burp a little bit. Nah, honestly, I'm not even really worried about it, to be honest. I genuinely am not. Haven't heard any sort of major negatives about that affecting us. That really shouldn't only be if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's really only a VFC thing, right? And these are not going to be there's not any traits or anything on these, you know what I mean? They're already coming in, you know what I mean? They're pretty close to arriving soon, so. I once had a guy with an SR-25, I think it was a SEMA, and it was bad as in he never modified anything, not even the hop-up, went to say that it sucked and then got a foul GBBR. Don't get me wrong, that is definitely an upgrade. The foul GBBR, fantastic. I love those things. Foul GBBR, enjoyer for sure. I love the FAL that VFC put out there. But still, that thing was bad. I mean, it might be lackluster. It might be outdated for sure, depending on when he got it. It might be very outdated if he got an older one, But, I mean, I still think they have potential. I still think they have a little bit of potential, When the 6 for Creedmoor coming out. Hopefully soon, exclusive. Hopefully soon. If I bought something in store, do I say yes? So again, we don't do raffles on Thursdays or on Tuesdays. We only do raffles on Thursdays. Definitely the case for VFC, APFG models for ARs. Very few got lucky. But as far as TM models go, they'll make it through. Yeah, that's the reason why we're not bringing the VFC spec Mark 1s, the Soul GW Mark 1s. We're not bringing the VFC versions of those. They are being made in VFC spec, but we are not risking bringing those into the States. Hell no. Hell no, we're not. That is going to be international only. There's going to be international only. The only ones we're going to be getting are the MWS ones. As long as it was last 2 weeks, promos are stream specific. Yes, they are they are stream specific. If you want to take advantage of the promotions we got going on, remember every $50 gets you to 24 entries if you order yourself one of these bad boys. Again, that's going to be the Classic Army MK16 MWSs. Any one of the 4 variants that we have available, you'll be able to get yourself 24 chances because these are arriving very, very soon. So I want to give you guys one last chance to kind of get one for yourself and be able to go ahead and win the next live stream giveaway. So don't miss out and get those orders in. Did you clarify that? No hissing on the first/last rounds of those CA mags. Honestly, no. None. Like, the only time we had issues with it was because Boaz would forget that he already had one, like, in the chamber, like, earlier today. And he's like, oh, frick, dude. I keep forgetting. I think he was tired or something. But he kept double feeding, and I kept telling him, like, wait. Right? Because at the minute that he handed it to me, he's like, you know what? You get shots. Right? Like, I'm too tired. As soon as I started shooting it, like, using it normally, the way I have been on, because I used it for a short. Flawless. And after that, it's like, Bo's like, okay, this is actually really good. Right? It's like, yeah, you just got to be careful, man. Yeah, no hissing. Like, it worked great. I think we were able to get, in our experience, right? Granted, it was a hot day today. We were able to get, like, 2 magazines on, like, the best we were able to get was like 2 full magazines worth of shots. We were still able to get bolt catch to activate. But afterwards, yes, it was very much like not gonna, afterwards, yes, it was gonna have that issue of just like, okay, it's kind of chugging, it's not enough to fully cycle. But no, like, hissing like that. No, not on the first or the last rounds. Sorry about Lord of the Rings, just trolling at this point. You're fine. I just had surgery. I needed to laugh, and I like making that MF man get all hot-headed over it. It's funny. Oh, are you guys both Lord of the Rings? That's funny. Jazz is a huge Lord of the Rings fan. It's like it's so interesting because you definitely see me more on like the Star Wars side and her in like Lord of the Rings. But no, it's freaking goated. I tell it. In terms of like, like trilogies, as trilogy specifically, I think that Lord of the Rings is probably the best trilogy objectively out there. Although I am more of a Star Wars guy in general, I will say that Lord of the Rings has the best trilogy ever, right? Now, if we're talking, as 6 movies, the prequels and then the originals, I'm sorry. Star Wars prequels kick the absolute shit out of the Hobbit movies. I'm gonna be real. Hobbit movies, they suck. The first one was not bad, but even then, I have my beef with that movie. The rest of them, terrible, man. I hated them. Gun bags, moisture away. And hopefully your surgery goes well, by the way. Hopefully your surgery goes his post surgery goes well, I should say. In terms of a new player, do not start out getting a VFC. Ooh, RPG lovers, that is a hot take for some people. That is a very, very hot take for some people. Some people will be very, very mad at that. I know a few people. Shout out my boy Nick Waugh. He is a avid VFC simp fanboy. And here's the thing. I love fucking with the Church of VFC. The cult, I should say, the cult of VFC is what it is. The cult of VFC. It's real, man. They are, of all the GBBR owners out there, I'm gonna be real. And I love a lot of the VFC stuff out there. I do, and I love you guys. And of course, take this all in light fun. But man, y'all are a cult. Some of y'all motherfuckers. Like, don't get me wrong. Y'all have my heart because of the FALs. You do. I gotta show respect. But man, y'all are the worst on comment sections, bro. I remember back 2024, 2025, any mention of a GBR, if it wasn't a VFC, they were dogging in the comments, just sandbagging anyone that was like showing any sort of interest in the product. It was like, oh, it's not a VFC, so it's not as good. My VFC does it. It's literally, we are living in the day and age again now where it's no longer, this is okay, but my Crytek's better. We're now living in my VFC is better. You know what I mean? Which is just so freaking funny to me. But honestly, you're right. I mean, I wouldn't recommend any GBR to any new player. But if I had to give a tier list for which ones are the worst ones to recommend for new players, BFCs are definitely the worst ones to recommend because, again, the parts availability that TM has, the ecosystem that TM has spawned, just blows VFC out of the water. It does, man. 11 heavy mags and they 20 rounds. Yeah. See, I got 11 mags for my VFCFAL OSW. My kit is so damn heavy. Don't go overboard on epic fail. That's so funny. Oh, I'm so heavy. My chest rig weighs as much as a real plate carrier. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I can just see someone struggling to run. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Because even real mags don't weigh that much, dude. That's so crazy to think about. I just think HPA makes it way too easy. I get that. I would agree to that as well. 4D doesn't have aftermarket support. Yeah, that is a downside for it. But it's good enough to not need it. Free GBR advice. You ever use bad Moving on. Okay, that's a waste. Okay, all right, moving on. Super lube grease of death. Really? No horror stories about GBR, just about new real gun owners. Oh, yeah, Corman, you were telling me because you were doing like a range mat. You're basically the range master for a couple of these stories, if I remember correctly. You were monitoring these people and like some of the handling. Some of these people, like, I get it if you're new, right? Makes sense. You're gonna listen to the listen is the key phrase, right? You're gonna listen to the instructions, then you're gonna use common sense. Why the frick are you gonna flag everybody by pointing this at everyone's face, right? At that point, just kick them out. Like, honestly, it's not worth it. At that point, if they're demonstrating a lack of responsibility and not willing to listen, like, I'm sorry, you're done. You're out of here, you know? That would just be me. I don't know. I don't know how you do it, man. Patience of a Buddhist monk. Cobra 9 Delta, the GBR I want, has no aftermarket support, hence why I don't get it. You know what? That's fair. I would say, though, maybe get a GBR that does have the support, you know? I mean, most GBR platforms that I know of, in all seriousness, there is stuff that exists for it, but sometimes you gotta do the overseas thing, or you gotta do, like, some real deep dive searches for it on some other questionable websites, you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense, you know, like, some people don't want to do it. But I do know several people that own platforms that most people would say are not supported, and they're able to get parts to work for it, but it just takes a lot of work to find. And sometimes, depending on what it is, what they've done, it takes a lot of work to get it to even fit, you know? Is your guys AK-74U by Wolfire? Good, I'm going to get it. It's a platform, a Hawaiian Fisher. I know which exact one you're talking about. Those are platforms. Those are supposed to be compatible with WeTech's part stuff. But I would say as is, like, it's fine to target shoot in the backyard. I wouldn't recommend bringing those to the field yet. Start swapping out for some RA Tech parts and use the WeTech brand magazines. Those are way better. And then you're set. That's what I would suggest you do. It's a good base. Okay, 61 damage. You're the best for clearing gift cards tonight. Thanks for. Oh my god. All right, that's a sign that he's being passive aggressive here. All right. Fine. You know what, Darktree? You know what? Just for you. Freaking, you want me to clear it? Fine. I'll do it. Dr. Q. You motherfucker. I will clear it right now. How about that? How about now? Catch me outside. How about that? All right, there you go. All right, they've all been cleared. All right, I want to see some things happening tonight. Then I want some people placing their orders. I want to see people taking advantage of these promotions. You hear? Ooh, tasty. Ooh, wee mama. If you guys haven't already, make sure to leave a like on this live stream too, and continue sharing the word around. I see we're at 41 viewers. Nice to see. If you haven't already, again, please leave a like on here. Make sure you're subscribed. What's going on? Recently, I got my second GBR. It is a WeTech M16A1. Nice. And I'm going to turn it into a Fallout New Vegas clone service rifle. Nice. 4 magazines already. It is still in its Vietnam configuration. It does suck to see it leave its Vietnam configuration, but again, the Fallout service rifle is very freaking cool. I do love the NCR like sort of kits that people have been doing for Airsoft. It is really, really sick. GBR AK will always be cooler than M4, and I'll die on that. No, Warzone, you are 100% correct. I would agree to that. I would 100% agree to that as well. Can't wait for my VFC AK-74M pre-order Strike Force. Yeah, man. Once those get in, we're gonna start shipping those out, and yeah, I'm excited to see everyone's like reaction to getting those. Airline 3 VZ61s, 1 HPA, 1 AAP, Kingdom Airsoft built gearbox in my personal project. Nice, Cobra, nice. But a PTS Radiant license Model 1 LM4 for $300 came with an optic and 5 mags. Any advice for GBR owner? Okay, so that one is an interesting one. With a PTS Radiant license Model 1 LM4, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe you're able to change out the handguard because of the way that the upper receiver is designed. You won't be able to go and swap out handguards, so it's not going to be the most modular thing out there. Get to know the parts specifically that... actually, for upgrades, I would say if you can find... Because that one, I believe, still uses... Yeah, that one's still fine. That one, see if you can try to find the upgraded... what is it called? Hop-up assembly. That's going to be your best bet. Make sure you clean it very well, especially around the hop-up chamber, especially. That old barrel assembly needs a lot of cleaning, dude. It needs a lot of cleaning. And it needs to be maintained that way. Otherwise, you get the double feed issue, which was pretty common for that generation of LM4s, for the first ones before the LM4Ds came out. Cleaning, that's the best thing that I can recommend to you, Gregory. Oh god, it moves so fast. Oh god. Oh god, screw the Eagles. Why didn't Gorman went with the Fellowship? Dude had already killed Balrog himself, and you seen him next to Elrond during the council. Yeah, that's another. I remember Jazz was talking about this too. Yeah, you really started kind of questioning things. I don't know if he had anything else going on, you know. But dude, killing a Balrog by yourself, that's badass, dude. That's freaking sick. Do you think... Okay, answer that one as well. Already answered that one, Hawaiian Fisher. Probably because the Valar already gave him his mission, just like they gave Gandalf his mission as well. Yeah. It's an epic alone wipes the Hobbit movies. Yeah. Star Wars 3 alone. Yeah, that's right. And I'll be honest. You know what? As much as people love to hate on, though honestly, I feel like the majority of the hatred for the prequels comes from like just the inclusion of Jar Jar Binks in episode 1, and also just Anakin, right? Like his dialogue that he had in episode 2. I feel like episode 2 is really like objectively the weakest one. Episode 1 is actually pretty freaking sweet. I love the Phantom Menace. It's freaking sick, dude. It's awesome. Has decent aerial scenes, right? Has decent space fights. Lightsaber combat, dude. The lightsaber fighting in this was such a needed breath of fresh air from the... Even though in Return of the Jedi, the lightsaber combat was better, there was definitely a lot more, it was a lot more dynamic than I would say than in New Hope, than original movie, right? And even Empire was better, right? Because they actually started doing stuff, moving around, which was really nice to see. It was a lot more dynamic, a lot more movement. I would say Return of the Jedi probably has one of the better fight sequences, right? Lightsaber fight sequences in the original trilogy. But even then, I'll be honest, the original trilogy wasn't necessarily known for like the lightsaber fighting as being like awesome. Versus, come on, the Darth Maul fight alone, that alone, and the score, the music, John Williams cooked so hard. Don't get me wrong, he did a phenomenal job, right, in the original trilogy. But god damn, man, the prequels, he was cooking. He was cooking, bro. Straight fire, every single track. And most of the tracks that people really seem to like the biggest one from the original that people take away is obviously Imperial March. Prequels, right? Dude, Battle of the Heroes. You got Duel of Fates. You got, you know, Across Stars. Like, this, come on, dude. Banger after banger after banger, right? Dude, if you were a kid growing up in the early 2000s as a Star Wars fan, in like the late 90s, early 2000s, you were eating good. You were eating good. That's all I gotta say about that, man. That's all I gotta say about that. And as well, so I just need a bit of clarification. The Solar Drill will be available in a Tucson and Lancer MWS OEM. Yes. I don't know. Angry Gun? The Hobbit didn't need the trilogy treatment. No, it didn't. No, it did not. But to answer your question, kind of, more or less, yes, kind of. The Hobbit was a bedtime story, not a saga. Thanks a lot, greedy filmmakers. Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Hobbit was a bedtime story. It was meant to be a self-contained story, and that was it. You weren't meant to make a whole freaking action trilogy off of it. Here's my biggest problem with the very first movie, too. You know what? I'm just going to get this out of the way. I got beef with The Hobbit. You know the song that plays when the ring wraiths first show up? Right? You know what I'm talking about? The... Right, that song? That song plays in The Hobbit. I don't know if you guys remember. That song plays when... Oh my god, what the fuck is his name? That dude's name. That one dwarf dude who's supposed to be like the main lead there, other than Bilbo. Like, that plays as he's getting up and doing something like epic, right? Trying to fight this one freaking orc. I was like, this is a very inappropriately placed song for the scene. Like, that whole song is supposed to... Like, that makes no sense. Especially when you start translating some of the lyrics of it. That is not fit the character at all. That is 100% meant for the ring race. There's no place in that sequence whatsoever. And then also just the action sequences just felt like ridiculous. I'll say I like the fight sequences and all the battles in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy because it felt grounded. Yes, obviously there was some bullshit with like Legolas sliding off the trunk, you know what I mean, of the giant elephants, right? The very much Flintstone style, right? Or using a shield as like a surfboard down the stairs. But you know what? It still looked more like believable compared to some of the shit that I would see in like the Hobbit. Like, don't get me wrong, it's impressive CG work for sure, but it just felt like, what am I watching here? Like, this is too much, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it just felt so not visually appealing, and it just felt so unbelievable that all this would be happening at that time, you know, in that manner. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, I freaking hate the Hobbit series. I hate the Hobbit series. I freaking hate it. There's a not VFC trash. You own a VFC Dark Tree. You own one. So there's LTG ADG Mark 1, limited edition Toxic Mark 1, and VFC Spec 1. Okay, yes, thank you. You put it down much better. Thank you, RPG lovers. Number trash. My car gun. Oh, my car gun is ready now, and I'm gonna make my trunk shift kit when I have shit hit the fan. Kit, I'm gonna have a broken solo sub 20 with the method to play in case any away from home or word. Oof. I'm glad you're prepared, Warzone. I'm glad you're prepared. What's up, Crazy Jay? What's going on, man? What's the worst case of GB neglect? Oh my god, dude. We've seen this came from one of our other stores. This came from our Virginia store when it used to be a thing. I remember they told us that someone had tried using olive oil for lube. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what the fuck? Like, it came in and it was 100% dead ass. They used olive oil. It was oh my god, what was it? I believe it was one of the WeTech. It was one of the WeTech M4s, one of the CQBR, like basically like their Mark 18 Mod 0 GBRs that they brought in. It was like olive oil, lubed all over the place. I was like, what the frick is this? I mean, I've seen some other stuff too where it's like LM4s with the double feed issue because they didn't clean it, so it was so greasy, and there were so many BBs that they had tried to force to get it to feed, but it kept double feeding, so it just fed on top of that. So it was like a pile. The bolt wouldn't go all the way forward because there was a pile, like a stack of like broken BB shards that were just stacked on top of each other that had formed together in this tumor-like structure. That was pretty bad, Poopy Man. That was really, really bad. Unpopular opinion, doing as far as period to Star Wars. Let's fight. Dark Tree. There's a reason people pull out when the kids play pretend, they pull out the lightsaber and not a Chris knife. It's like when people try to say, oh yeah, One Piece is better than Dragon Ball. So-and-so is better than... There's a reason that to this day, whenever kids are playing in the backyard, they're popping out and doing the move for the Kamehameha wave, and they're not doing Gear 5 or Gear whatever, you know what I mean? Let's just say there's a reason for that. I don't even need to argue. I already won. I'll deal with them. I deal with them via enough monsters and nicotine that would kill a horse. Jesus Christ. Jesus, man, your bloodstream is like 95% fucking white monster. What are your thoughts getting with LM4 PTR, M4 GBR? Available in comparison to magazines competitive. I like it. That's basically the same. I mean, I own the regular length, but it's just the barrel. So I've always liked the KWA LM4s. Again, they're a great training platform. It's just airsofters, unfortunately, gave it a bad rap when it was always meant to be a training platform. What do you think PTR stood for? PTR literally stands for Professional Training Rifle. That's what it was, right? It was not meant to be an airsofter's gun. It was meant to be a training platform for law enforcement, for agencies, and airsofters can use it, absolutely. And again, a few upgrades did exist for it, and still do. But it's a training gun more than anything at the end of the day, you know? Love you, Isaias. Is there an HPA adapter for the KWA TAC 9? I got a mystery box, and I don't want to spend $70 on a Magan. KWA TAC 9. There might be. I just haven't seen one yet, man. I'm sorry about that epic fail. Can't wait for Dude. Oh god, it moves so fast. My blood is pure orange cream monster. Oh, okay. That's your favorite one? Okay. Hydrox was the OG cookies, but Oreos are better, no? They taste the same. They taste literally the same. Heavily inspired by those. Yes. But that's why they're the Oreos. Here's the thing. I love Dune. I think Dune is freaking sweet. It's sick, right? But if you think for even a moment that Dune, and yes, by extension, you know, Star Wars is so famous because of the foundation that Dune had laid, you know, via its books. Obviously, yes, of course. But let's be real here. Star Wars, man. No. Like, and that's even me kind of rooting, especially recently with all the releases, like, of all the, you know, the half-baked ideas that Star Wars had. Like, I 100% am rooting for Dune. That's why I'm so happy that Dune is doing so well, right? And I'm so excited for Dune Part 3. Although I'm really interested how they're going to do it, because Leto, I mean, spoilers, right? For Leto's supposed to merge, Leto Atreides, Paul's kid, is supposed to merge with the sandworm and become this, like, all-knowing, freaking all-seeing god, essentially, right? Who's, like, half worm, half human type shit. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know. And if they do, that's gonna be weird to see, man. It's gonna be crazy, right? But I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm super excited, right? The most recent releases from Star Wars are definitely like half-baked and lacking for sure. That's why I want Dune to do so well, because again, Dune walked so Star Wars could run, and my God, has it ran. You know what I mean? But I definitely think that there needs to be a return to form, or we just need to let it rest. You know, just give it some time, let it breathe, right? I just, yeah. Ooh, free cringe GBR advice. I have you spit, ew, as lube. Not my proudest moment. Don't. Okay, well, I'm glad you're saying don't. 80s kids got spared from seeing Han being tortured, but our generation had to see Anakin burned alive. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, Victor. That shit was crazy. I remember the first time I saw episode 3, I saw it like opening weekend. Like, I remember watching it and being like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, I was like, this is brutal, man. This is nuts. Like, the body count in freaking episode 3 is insane, too. You're seeing all these Jedi, all these cool side characters that you saw animated in the Clone Wars micro series. If you guys remember that when it was on Toonami, that shit was sick. I owned both of the DVDs for season 1 and 2. Oh, dude, I used to watch those. I watched those on repeat so many times. Like, oh, so good. But seeing those characters get absolutely murked, like right in front of me on the big screen, I was like, no! Not Kyorimundi, not Plo Koon, oh, Ayla Sakura, no! Like, I seeing everyone freaking die, bro. I was so mad. I was so upset. There's so much more. Let's hear. Watch it for Star Wars, and tell me the truth about the fight scenes. Star Wars movies had terrible fight scenes. Compared to the games. Not all of them. No, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They don't have terrible fight scenes, you know what I mean? I don't all have terrible fight scenes. What are you talking about, man? I would say the newer movies, yes. The newer movies, yes, are pretty poorly coordinated. Yes, when you guys ship out the new guns, you should do a promo where if we do the unboxing and hashtag GI Airsoft, you guys give us a $5 credit or something. Good marketing idea. We've tried to do something similar in the past, but no one really seemed to jump on it. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I'd be down to try it again if you guys actually do it, but it needs to be more than just one or two people doing it. You know, because we've had this for a while. Like, this was back in 2018 and 2019. We tried to get more people to do this, and people just didn't really jump on it. It's kind of like the live stream giveaway as a whole, right? Like, this is an opportunity for anyone, especially newer players, to get involved and win stuff. But a lot of times they just don't want to join in for something. They just don't care. I just want to order my airsoft stuff and not be a part of the community, which I really hope does change in the future. I really want more people to be more community minded and less selfish, and less selfish. You know what I mean? And stop being like, oh, I'm only in this for myself. And then play some new Palpatine. They were asking to get those youngest killed because the Jedi were blinded. That's the whole point, RPG lovers. That's the whole point. Is because the Jedi Council had become so bloated, right, and they lost their way. That's the reason for their downfall. That's the one thing that the new trilogy does right, is that Luke actually even does acknowledge that, yes, because of how stubborn and how stuck in their own ways the Jedi Council was, that led to their downfall at the end of the day. They made so many mistakes, you know, and they didn't want to believe Anakin was the chosen one either. They didn't want to believe it, right? They didn't actually see all the signs like Qui-Gon did. Again, had Qui-Gon lived, none of this would have happened. Love episode 1. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ruben. I love episode 1. By the way, what's going on, Ruben? How you doing, dog? Oh, the spice. So you sick, twisted man, Dark Tree. That's so funny. Versus a Dune fan. I'm already a Dune fan. I already am a Dune fan. I know what happens in the books. That's the thing. And Whiskey's also a huge Lance Tactical Anthony. He's a huge Dune nerd as well. So he's always educating me, and we're always talking about Dune as well when we get the chance. I think Dune is sick, right? Done as well. Oh, yeah, should be all caught up. Guys, we got about like a little less than an hour left. Let's see who else has gotten their orders in. Ooh, we got our boy Mr. Warzone got himself a $100 gift voucher. That's gonna be getting himself 4 entries into the next live stream giveaway. Oh my goodness gracious me, sorry. Oh wait. Ooh, Joshua Lenders got themselves. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of entries. Holy crap. Okay, let me do some math here. It doesn't tell me the whole amount, like, so I got to do this plus because you use the gift voucher. That's a good use of gift voucher right there. Damn. That's 20 entries, my guy. That is 20 entries for Joshua Landers into the very next live stream giveaway going on this Thursday. Damn, we got some big orders going on tonight. I love to see it. Again, guys, remember, your orders through Airsoft GI are the most direct way to support the channel, the community, the most direct way to support us as well, which I greatly appreciate. Remember to continue to get those orders in before it's too late. Again, these promos do expire at the end of the live stream, that being at 9:30. So don't miss out and get those orders in. All right, I'm scrolling down. Most recent ones. There we go. After Acolyte, I think there's enough to see of the High Republic. Yeah, Prime Tech. I don't. I'm good. Was working on my order. That's right, Joshua. That's right. I posted a gun. I wanted to myself Jesus Christ. Or even Republic movie. All Star Wars needs to do is make a dark Revan movie. Yes. Oh no. Here's the thing, Knurls. Here's my pitch. This'll never happen, by the way. This'll never get made. But here's been my pitch for what I've always wanted to see. I want to see a Generation Kill inspired series, micro series, like 5 episodes tops, that maybe 6, you know what I mean, like an after story or something. But I want to see a micro series every episode is like max 30 minutes, at tops, right? Where we follow an Imperial like squad, like an Imperial regiment. Actually, no, let's make it an Imperial like regiment, right? That's kind of like what we do with, Band of Brothers, the Pacific, right? Where we're following whole groups, right? And we're following this one group that's kind of going along with this ATST, sort of like mechanized walker, battalion, right? And they're following along with it, right? So you get kind of like the mech action, right? Because the walkers, because the ATSTs, but it's happening in sort of like a mid-rim planet. So it's not like the Outer Rim where the Empire can just do whatever the fuck it wants, right? And they don't have to worry about it, right? It's so far from the core systems, right? There's not a whole lot of publicity here. This one, they have to deal with Saw Gerrera's partisan fighters, right? They have to deal with the militia that's there, these guerrillas, and they unfortunately can't use their normal just shock and awe tactics. They can't just go full scorched earth. They actually do have to protect this planet because there are a lot of eyes watching them. So now they're under more pressure to actually operate as a actual military and not use crazy tactics, right? Begrudgingly. But it follows just the regular rank and file, like stormtroopers and ATST pilots, right? Like that would be sick to just their perspectives. There's no Jedi, right? There's no Darth Vader. There's no Emperor, right? It's literally just them following orders, right? And just seeing all the BS that they got to go through. And maybe at the very end, and don't do the thing where it's like only 1 or 2 episodes in and then like the main characters change sides, right? Like, no, I want to see these dudes like questioning why they're with the Empire, but still following orders all the way through, right? Like maybe towards the very end, maybe they're like, it's implied that they're going to switch sides. But for the time being, for the entirety of the show, I want them to just stick with this and then make some really dark choices, right? Like maybe we do sacrifice a few of our guys to kind of figure out the placement of like an enemy sniper or something, right? Something along those lines. Knowing that you're going to get your buddies killed, right? But you're still going to accomplish the mission. Like, I want to see that type of shit going on, right? Or maybe some of these partisan fighters, make them kids, child soldiers, right? That would be so dark to see, especially because like maybe some of the characters have kids of their own families, right? And they're literally just doing this as a job, right? But that makes them, and that starts getting them to question their own decision into joining the Empire in the first place, right? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see Star Wars do, but they don't have the balls to do it. Or rather, Disney doesn't have the balls to do it. So that's what I would want to see. And I remember pitching this to Boaz, and he was like, dude, I want to see this so bad. I was like, yes, that's what I want. It needs a little bit of that edge. It needs a little bit of that darkness. And again, it doesn't have to be gory or bloody or anything. It doesn't need to be like rated R or some crap. No, absolutely not. But you do still need to inject a little bit of edge to it, right? You need to make it feel serious. Otherwise, it's just going to feel like, whatever, right? The stakes need to be there. That's what I would want. It took me 3 times to actually watch because I kept falling asleep. Oh my goodness. GBR build I want is a WeTech M4, but I make it into a Smith & Wesson MP15 with TAM Magpul parts, but it sucks because of the laws in California with real steel firearms. Yeah, I get that. I agree too. Plo Koon's death is even more sad after much of his involvement in the Clone Wars show. Dude, that's right. You're absolutely right on that. I 100% agree on that. Seeing that on the side of their of the gunships that they have, the LAAT like gunships that they have, like seeing like the logo they put, and Arabic translate, it's like Plo's bros. I was like, no, dude, like he loves his troopers. Plo really loved his men. Like he really tried to protect all of his men. So it was so sad seeing that betrayal, you know. Any thoughts of the new Tokyo Marui Evolt system? It's interesting, but I don't know if I'd ever really want to invest in it yet. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not really going for it, to be honest. We'll see what happens with it. Hot take, I would recommend LM4D to a new player over a VFC. That is a tough one. I mean, if I had to, between the two, for a new player, that's a good suggestion, RPG lovers. By the way, again, guys, the topic is going to be advice we would give to a brand new GBBR owner or someone that's thinking about getting themselves a GBBR. What are some pieces of advice that you would want to give to them, or things that you wish you were told getting into it, right? But for an LM4D recommendation to a new player over a VFC, that is interesting. I would have to say I mostly agree. Not like fully 100%, but I think for the sheer convenience of it, I would probably say the LM4D. At least out of the box performance, I would say for sure an LM4D over a VFC for sure. Out of the box. I'm just saying out of the box. You know what I mean? Upgrade parts, again, could still do exist. Yes, I am aware. And hopefully they become more and more readily available. But let's be real. They're just not as widely available. They're not. Empire did nothing wrong. I don't know about that one, Corman. I'm just saying. I don't know about that one. Like, I like when my stories are, offer a little bit more areas of gray as well. But I'm gonna be real. Nah. Empire's so evil, bro. It's so wrong. It's so bad. I could have lived without Rogue. What? Rogue One is like freaking awesome, dude. What are you talking about? What's the difference of HPA and GBA? Is HPA for AG or is it a different version GBA? Can you HPA GBA? Yes, Gregory. You can HPA. It literally just stands for high pressurized air at the end of the day, right? So you can use high pressurized air for any system. You can use it for, if you want to convert an AG to that pneumatic, if you like engine, like you absolutely can use it. Or still uses a battery, of course, to operate, right? Because you still need a 7.4 LiPo in order to work and operate, these fusion engines and what have you. Like, you still need to use it for those kits, obviously, but it will still be using air as the primary, propellant. But oh, thank you, appreciate it. You can do something similar to GBRs where you're tapping the magazine. So instead of using traditional green gas, you are using the air from your compressed air tank. That's pretty much all it is. You can do it to both, either or, and it still functions just like a regular GBR. But again, you just don't need to worry about like doing the refills for the magazine like that. You have a tank to connect to. One thing, the first two books written by the original Dune author, the rest. I believe it was the first. Yes, yeah. Wait, I think it was more, because I think the first movie. I think the first movie is the first two books, if I'm not mistaken. I miss Toonami. Same. I mean, it comes out in like limited run, but yeah, I get the old days of like Cartoon Network and Toonami. Yep, I would 100% agree to that. We have 2015, and even most of the shows are garbage. Currently using the grease pen for my GBR. So far, it's been a really good alternative from Super Lube. That's what I've been hearing too. I've been hearing that the grease pens are really, really nice. We've been trying to get them in too. Nerdy space movies. That per weird nerdy space movies are cool and have their place. I would say so, Bootman. I can agree to that. Zendaya with a huge worm crawl. Whoa, man. Dartree, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying, man? That's insane, dude. That's nuts. Mafty didn't. Okay, well, hold on, man. Hold on. Wait a minute, RPG. Hold on. I don't think people know about Mafty. I don't think they know about the geopolitical climate that is the universal century of the Gundam world. I don't think people are ready for that yet. Master Yoda, you survived. I cried when he said that. Really? Dude, that was so good. I love that scene, dude. My little green friend. That's the point, man. He's supposed to be so unserious. He's freaking evil, and he loves it. Like, he probably turns himself on with how evil he is. Does one with a cheater? Starting with practically Avatar Jedi. Yep. Did anyone see the first series? Buckethead seems a bit more on the lighter humor side instead of what Isaias is suggesting. Yeah, right? No, I did see it. It is definitely on the lighter side. Like, give me Avatar Jedi. Like, why do we only see Jedis use their highest power levels? Only a few times. We had to wait till Luke was dead to really see how great he was. There. That is what the Force Unleashed is for. That is indeed what it is for. Andor set the example that there can be a Star Wars story without much of the space wizardry. That's what I'm saying, Primetech. Like, Andor, based as hell. Awesome. Yes, the only downside, if there was any negative or anything like criticism that I can give, constructive, I would say, towards Andor. Hold on, my LaCroix. It's a little frosty. My only criticism of Andor is that the first couple, for both season 1 and 2, the first couple episodes are a bit of a slow burn, but it's there for a reason. Like, genuinely, it is there for a reason. It is setting the pace, and it does a really good job. So by the time the climax for each season comes, it's nuts, bro. Oh man, this is really frozen. I left them in the freezer for too long. But yeah, no, like by the time the finale comes for each of the seasons, bro, like it gets insane. You get so stressed out. It really induces a lot of stress to an anxiety. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I genuinely did cry at the end of Andor. Like, I seriously did cry. There was just, it's like Massacre on Gorman was just such a crazy like arc, dude. Like, it felt too close to home. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's just way too much that it struck a chord with me. You know what I mean? Like, it's so good. It's just so good. Anything is better than Kathleen Kennedy. That's true. That's true. An Imperial Army grunts rise to being one of the Empire's deadliest stormtroopers. Yeah, dude, that would be awesome to see. That would be absolutely amazing to see, right? There's a new story, one that isn't a copy of the OG story. Yes. So they're spitting better ideas than Kathleen Kennedy. To be fair, again, Kathleen Kennedy didn't really do a very good job. She did a good job producing, I would say, the first 2 seasons of... I'm going to give credit. I'm going to give credit where credit's due because I don't like necessarily shitting entirely on someone. First 2 seasons of Mandalorian were amazing. Some of the best Star Wars that I had ever seen ever. Right? And again, not a whole lot of Jedi anything. Obviously, yes, you have Grogu there, but it's real. Are we really calling that a Jedi? No, just someone that has a lot of like Force best and is really gifted with it. Like, but again, seriously, not a whole lot of Jedi stuff. It doesn't really take that much center stage, right? Which was really cool to see. And when we do eventually see a Jedi, in the form of Prime Luke at the end of season 2, amazing, like absolutely amazing. Like, I was there with Star Wars Theory when he was crying, Maul, I feel like, has been overused at this point. Yes, that's true. He absolutely has. I mean, he has a lot of story to tell, and I'm glad he got his own show, but it's like, I'll send any tech GBR to keep with 5 used mags if they have time to fix my Tipman M4. See, this is going up. Actually doesn't count. See, man, this really became like a Star Wars discussion, didn't it? That's so funny. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, scrolling up, down, most recent comments and questions. Gonna be a few more. How many more people? Let's see. How many more people have gotten their orders in after Joshua Landers? All right, guys. It looks like so far only 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 dudes. Only 4 dudes have gotten themselves orders and got themselves the extra entries into Thursday's giveaway. Don't miss out. Get those orders in before it's too late. You do not want to miss out. Oh. I know this comes up often, but HPA my GBRs, yes or no? Invest in a couple more mags or adapter? Joshua Landers, I'm going to be real. That is a very personal question, because it really does come down to what it is you want to do, all right? It really comes down to what it is that you prioritize. If you're prioritizing realism, don't HPA them. Don't HPA tap them. If you prioritize convenience to an extent, right? I say to an extent for a reason. If you prioritize convenience, then I would say HPA tap it, sure. Why not, right? For me, HPA tapping your GBBR mags just feels wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a sin. Like, I know, obviously, I'm joshing here, like, lightly, right? I mean, kind of serious. But, I don't know, it just feels like a cardinal sin to me, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like, what was the point, then, of me getting a GBR, right? Like, if I'm not going to fully embrace the realism aspect behind it, you know what I mean? The only question for HPA tapping for GBRs minus LMGs. I think if you're gonna HPA tap anything GBR, or in general, if you're gonna HPA tap anything, I feel like LMGs, MMGs, any sort of support weapon specifically, I think that's fine. Excuse me. Because at the end of the day, a sport weapon, you're gonna run it like a sport weapon. You're gonna use full auto, right? You're not really gonna be doing a lot of semi work here. You're gonna be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. You're gonna be doing a lot of full auto. So it does pay to have them HPA tapped. Darkstar, what's going on, dude? Good to have you on the stream. Darkstar freaking runs GBB 249, the VFC GBB 249, right? And he HPA tapped it. That is honestly, in my opinion, I think the best thing you can do for it, right? For an LMG and MMG where you're putting down just freaking streams of hate, walls of hate towards the enemy players, like HPA tapping. You know what? I could see it. There's justification for it. I've done the AG route for it, and I love it. And I think for my 249 specifically, I'll keep it as an AG just because, again, I want to preserve it the way it is, right? And I love to be able to just drop it. I don't want to have to take off my whole rig just so that another player can use it, right? I want anyone to be able to, in case, hey, I need to go out and do stuff, but we need an LMG, at this position. I'm going to switch over to a rifle. Someone else switch with me, right, and take over this LMG position for me, and I will go out and do some other shit, right? Like, it's been super helpful when I run it as an AEG, or if I even had the GBR version, I would just keep it non-HPA'd, right? I get why, but I also understand the reason for wanting to HPA tap it, and I think that's one of those cases where it's like, that makes sense why you would do it, you know what I mean? But for everything else, I feel like, nah, I'm sorry, nah. Wheat tech sucks dirty. What do you mean? I like wheat tech. Some of their stuff is good. I like some of their stuff, man. In my opinion, I would say Guns Modify Evo MWS mags a little expensive compared to other MWS mags, but it has features that make it easier to load and check mag temp. That is another feature that I always forget about, the temperature. I always forget about that. You're right though, RPG. Yes, being able to yes, it is more expensive, but you can make the argument that it 100% is worth it, considering the features that you are getting out of it and the better quality that it can be. You know what I mean? Not to mention, if you buy from us anyway, if you buy a Guns Modify Evo MWS mag, right? And if upon your first use, you're trying to use it and it's just not functioning, like it doesn't work, it's not enough, bring it back. We'll give you a new one. We'll send you a replacement, Question. HPA on your... Okay, yes. Wait, HPA on your GBR is for fun, not real pain. Why am I not... Okay. HPA on your GBR is for fun, not real pain. Why am I not understanding this? Warzone, explain that. I'm struggling to understand here. I feel like I'm missing. I'm not clocking it. This went from advice from new GBR owners to a quick dive into nerd lore. You're right, Prime Tech. It really is. It 100% is. Like dead ass. Like yeah. Like it's this devolved. Okay, scrolling up. Rogue One set a higher bar for Star Wars in my opinion. It absolutely did. 100% it absolutely did. And you can still have like the mysticism in there as well, right? Donnie Yun's character, right? Chirrut, right? Chirrut Emwe. Like I think he was really, really freaking sick. And I love, of course, the Darth Vader hallway scene. Just, I think it did it right. You don't understand. I was following the production of Rogue One for years, right? Ever since I started filming, I've been like following. I've been trying to get as many details as I possibly could. And I remember like a year and a half before Rogue One came to theaters, I remember Gareth Edwards even saying that there was going to be like a hallway scene, right? Specifically like for that. So the entire movie, I was like, I wonder when this is going to happen. And when I saw the very ending, the last couple moments when they're in that dark hallway and I started hearing that breathing, I was like, oh my God, they did it. They're going to do it. And it happened. I was like, oh, this is so sick. This is so cool. I was losing my goddamn mind. Yeah, Rogue One, honestly, one of the best Star Wars movies ever. Love Rogue One, cried when K2SO dies. Yeah, it was super sad, man. K2SO was the freaking GOAT, dude. Best GBB mags. Depends on for what system are we talking about. If we're talking for the MWS system, right? Yeah, for what? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You took words right on that. For what gas and mix? Yeah, it really depends on what we're talking about here. But if you're saying for the MWS, I would have to agree that I'd say the Guns Modify, man. They're just so good. They're so good. But honestly, low-key, kind of a sleeper hit. Low-key, I like the Army mags. The Army mags, they're pretty good too. Luthen's monologues were so good. And yeah, they were. Action Man Rogue One. They had the balls to make a real gripping movie that makes you feel the force acting on your heart. I feel they should have showed the death of the younglings. I may not die on that, but they will. I believe the original plan and the original cut for, or at least the original script, I should say, for Revenge, because that was like going to be a 5-hour long movie. It was going to be like 4 to 5 hours long. And they had originally planned on actually showing it, but they had to cut it because it would have like, I think they would have like messed up with the rating or something. Yeah, if I remember correctly. That's what I remember hearing. For first-time GBR owners, for example, Guns Modify MWS URGI does length like 10-inch or 14-inch contribute to performance, range, etc. Also, 90s and early 2000s Tsunami was golden era Gundam Wing. That's right, baby. That's right. That's right. Gundam Wing, and there's gonna be a new Gundam Wing. I believe there's going to be a new series planned for it, like a sequel series planned for it. That's not Frozen Teardrop, so I'm very happy for that because Frozen Teardrop sucks ass. But yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds for Gundam Wing. People seem to like it. I remember even RPG, Darkstar, and myself and a few of their homies, we went to go see Endless Waltz in theaters again. They released it sometime last year, and we're like, was it last year or early this year? I think it was sometime last year. We went to go to the theaters and we got to see it, and which was super dope because I had seen the movie, but I had never seen it when it released, right? Even the limited release that it had in the US, never got a chance to see it. So it was cool to see it, on the big screen, which was super funny. All 5-10 of us that were in the movie theaters at all, right? It was pretty sweet. But yes, to answer your question, does length play a factor? It can. It absolutely can. It will contribute a little bit to it, but it's not going to be something that's going to be like, the 10 cannot reach the targets at all while the 14 does. No, it'll do what it needs to, and it'll still be competitive. I would say it's definitely going to help because, okay, so this kind of reminds me of what's going to happen. So with the MK16s, the longer variant will have a longer inner barrel, and it actually will be shooting a little bit hotter. The longer variants of the MK16s, like this one, will be shooting a little bit closer to like 410, maybe on a very hot day, 420 even, possibly up to max. But that's like max. That's like you're really trying here. You know what I mean? You're letting it cook in the sun. Versus the other ones will be shooting a little bit lower. So it does play a factor, but it's not the ultimate end-all, be-all, if that makes sense. Scrolling up. Okay, yeah. Scrolling down, most recent comments and questions. Wow, no invite for Endless Waltz. I remember asking you on freaking IG, no response. You ghosted me, bruh. You ghosted me. And I've been sending you a lot of stuff, Dark Tree, on IG as well for Gundam Wing. Don't even, bro. Don't even. Should have with us to watch part 2 of As. I know I should have. I unfortunately did have something coming up for that. I was so pissed that I missed it. But you know what? It was for the best that I missed out. I had to. I had some shit going on. I can't really say too much. But yes. But yeah, no. I really wish I could have seen it. Well, you know what? I can't wait to watch it with Jazz. Worst case scenario, Well, there's gonna be part 3 anyway, so we can always watch that. Hot take: I like the midichlorians. You know what? I'm glad you said it, Poopy Man. Base. That's base as hell, bro. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I don't care for the midichlorians. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I'm not hating it either. But I just love when people say that they like it because it's like, hell yeah. This man knows what's up, Okay, my order in. What did you, Dark Tree? What'd you get? All right, we got Mr. Colin. Mr. Colin, I'm calling you. Giving you that shout out because you got yourself hella entries as well. You got yourself, what is that, 6? I think that's like 6. Yeah, it's like 6 entries. You got yourself Dose Display Open Box Mystery Box. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. We'll be fulfilling those as soon as possible. You get your extra entries for Thursday's giveaway. And we're going to give a shout out to our boy, Mr. Darkest of Trees. What did you get? You got yourself Dose entries into Thursday's giveaway. You got yourself the unit light mount. I know, totally, yeah, that's the total name for it. Absolutely not based on anything that exists in real life. You got a stubby stock. Why'd you get a stubby stock? Actually, I actually didn't know that. And an LT44 polymer M-lock handguard. Nice. Okay, what's the stubby stock going on to? I'm trying to think of all the stuff you have. Like, what are you putting that on? But yeah, guys, again, get those orders in. These guys are taking advantage of the promos and getting extra chances of winning a free YouTube unboxing mystery box, you can as well, but you got to get those orders in before it's too late. Look, Hathaway Part 2 would have been a good date flick, just saying. I've seen some memes come out for it. I'm interested if how much. And then you texted me too, RPG lovers, like that you were mad that they did something with it, so which made me laugh a little bit. I still chuckle a little seeing a Wing Gundam model kit with a big EW on the box. Oh yes. See, later improvement. No worries. Have yourself a wonderful night. Man. Joshua Landers, sleep well. Cut it from the movie. Where their balls got cut. What? What are you talking about? Part 2 as well was great. Hot a year. Make sure to get your orders in. Yes. I'm gonna disagree on the Guns Modify making it easier to load. Convenient but not necessary. Solid feed lists with enough room to top load BBs are easier to load. That's a fair argument to make. I think that's valid. I'd say that's valid. I think that's fair to say. Not everyone necessarily needs to see like the temperatures and everything like that. Like, I get it. And there's no other way around it. Like, objectively, the Guns Modify mags are expensive. They're cool. Cool as hell, and I love that they have the NATO blue colors, but it is pricey. There's no way around it. Bring a spare propane can. Ew. Run gas all day, but you're gonna have to build a setup for that. So here. So to answer my own question, I feel like if I want to play longer and sustain my GBR play all day, then I'd go HPA. If I am just going to a pickup game or day of skirmishes, then keeping it gas is key. Yes, but you also have to keep in mind too. I mean, granted, it depends on how often you're pulling that trigger and how much you're shooting and how big of a tank you got running with you. Because I have been to Milsim events, right? Larger games where dudes have brought HPA setups for their events, and they ran out of gas. Yeah. The problem, they didn't have any spare tanks. They were depending on that one tank to do it all. Yeah, it was pretty rough. Thankfully, they had another guy on their team who lent them like an AEG to use. But they had HPA tapped it, and man, like, oof, I felt so bad. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they were just going crazy and just absolutely ripping rounds. Or, alternatively, what might have happened, they might have forgotten to fully fill it before the event. Maybe they thought they did. Or they grabbed the wrong tank or something along those lines, right? But yeah, that was rough. So you just got to be careful too, like assuming that you got a big enough tank, you filled it prior, you're not going too crazy with the rounds. Like that's another concern that I would have for it. Versus, you know, green gas cans, it's like most fields are gonna have a pro shop and they're gonna sell green gas cans. So if you run out of your own, yeah, it might be a little pricey to buy a green gas can there, but it's only gonna be by a few bucks. You know what I mean? Worst case scenario, it's like $20, maybe $25 for a can of gas, but it'll work, you know, and it'll keep you playing. Get mags, don't fill enough, get unicorn valves. Okay, scroll that. Alright, scrolling that, going down. Stubby, I wonder. What do you have that would work with that? I'd rather avoid applying stress to the feed lips from loading BBs. True. Two guys. Okay. Alright, Darkstar. Alright. Brewer, have a wonderful night, man. Have a wonderful night, Brewer. Have yourself. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. What's good, everyone? What's going on, Happy Ghost Ninja? What's happening, dog? What is happening? Good. Welcome to the stream, man. Guys, we got about 26 minutes left before we close out entries tonight, or rather before we close out the promos, I should say. Before we close out promos, get those orders in before it's too late. Remember, every 50 you spend gets you 2 entries, and if you order yourself something like one of the classic Army MK16, specifically the MK16 GBRs, gas flow rifles that are on pre-order, you'll be getting yourself 24 chances of winning this week's live stream giveaway. Don't miss out. Get those orders in before it's too late, especially because a lot of the shocker deals are expiring tonight. So let's see, our boy, Dark Star himself got himself an order as well. Looks like, okay, let's see, you could use a gift voucher. Hold up. Okay. once I'm applying this right now. 82.28. Wait, hold on. Gotta do math. Come on, do math. Okay. That is going to be 4 entries into Thursday's live stream giveaway. Congrats, Darkstar. You got yourself 4 chances of winning. What are these notes? Can I get a... What is this? In order of mystery box? What the freak? Why are you putting that down? That's crazy. Freaking trolling me in the comments of your order. Oh, that's funny as fuck. Question. If GBR is shooting hot, as you mentioned before, how would one lower it to stay field suitable? I mean, there's a few ways you can do it. I mean, again, I don't condone this first one. Don't fill up your mags all the way. I'd say if your mags are cold, maybe run them a few times so they're not a little bit chilly. So that way they'll drop a little bit. That's one way that guys will do it. I don't recommend that. End pass, some type of different flow valve of some kind is usually what I would suggest. Thankfully, there are, especially if you're running like MWS system, there's stuff that exists for it. Do I get a special item for the order number? What? No, you don't get a special item for the order. What are you talking about? But yeah, that Lieutenant Muffin Man. That is how I would say it. Like, use some type of end pass, some type of like nozzle that you can swap out for is usually the way to do it. Yeah. We gotta go now. Gotta munch and rest some before work. No worries, Prime Tech. Have yourself a wonderful night, man. Take it easy, dude. There's what's going up. No Star Wars. Hell, the Dark Souls. You guys talk about HPA, GBA. Yes, we're talking about HPA. Okay, Happy Ghost Ninja, since you're joining in on the stream right now. Yes, we are talking about HPA. Well, mainly the topic was actually GB. Specifically, what piece of advice would you give to aspiring GBBR owners or someone that just bought their first GBBR? What are some pieces of advice or tips you wish you were told or that you wish you knew getting into GBRs that would have been very helpful? Or things that you think everyone should know? And I mean some serious ones, Happy Ghost Ninja. Come on now, you know what I mean? Oh my goodness me. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. It's like for somebody that's like struggling to scroll up. Okay, answer that one as well. Elite speak, bro. I don't speak elite, dude. The topic is now sci-fi movies. Yeah, at a certain point, it just turns into it, man. Happy Ghost Ninja is a perfect example of what you shouldn't do with GB. That's right. That man, he HPA tapped a perfectly good Saiga. He had a perfectly good Saiga. What did that Saiga do to you? Why did you hate the Saiga so much that you felt the need to HPA tap it, man? I feel like there's a story here. No, that's all it is. I'm just giving him shit. Because here's the thing. Especially for something like that. Like I said earlier, it just feels wrong. Like a cardinal sin to like HPA tap a GBBR. I'm not saying that people shouldn't do it. If people want to do it, they can do whatever they want with their money. I really don't care. Right? And I understand the benefits of it. I just feel like it's so counterintuitive and like kind of defeats the purpose of going, GBR. Like, you're doing it for the LARP. That's what you're doing it for, And I feel like a lot of people unfortunately kind of misconstrue that, and they will instead use it as like a means of flexing on people. And it's like, it can be a flex by coincidence, but it itself was just more often than not was just actually meant just to LARP and to give the experience, right? I don't know. HPA tapping, it just feels gross. I look at Happy Ghost Ninja Saiga, crucify him, and I'm like, what if I stuff an HPA bottle in my 249 pork chop? Oh my goodness. Crucify him. Now, he did what now? Yeah, he HPA tapped his Saiga 12. I would say get a pistol first. I would suggest a high kappa so the person could understand how to clean and understand how GB works. That's true. Actually, that's not a bad piece of advice. Thank you, Happy Listeners. See, you can give good advice. You know, from time to time when you feel like it. You know, when the demons are talking to you. You know, the voices in your head aren't that loud. I would say yes. That's actually not a bad piece of advice because again, you can get a GB at this day and age. It's 2026, man. You can get a GB pistol high kappa for like even under $100. You can. We sell them, you know what I mean? And they're not bad. Like you can upgrade the shit out of them and make them really solid, make them really, really good, scary good. So getting one like is pretty low stakes, is pretty low consequence. So then you'll know, okay, I'm getting kind of used to the habit of breaking something down and cleaning it, and I know what methods work for cleaning stuff, right? So when you move to GBR, it's like, oh, it's not that different. I mean, obviously things are different, but it's not going to be that much different in terms of like, you know, the habitualness of it, if that makes sense. Well, you got no cool Saiga parts because they all sell out because all our ITP stuff sells, man. That's why it's hard to get it in. It takes forever. I just love the corpsman. He did what now? But if I'm being real, get us HPS. Okay, all right. You know what? Stop that. Just get some help. I will not fall into your sinful ways. Posted a meme for thumbnail this live. Oh, let's see. Thumbnail. Okay, what did you do? What'd you do? Where is it? Where's the there? Yep. Is it roast my build? No, it's probably gonna be in memes. See memes. Where'd it go? What'd you do it? Posted a meme for the thumbnail of this live. Where is it? Is it general? Where'd you put it? Is it Tactical Gearheads Fans Mission? No, it's not there. Where is it? Where'd you put it? Non-airsoft stuff? Nah, that's not it. Roseland Village, share your content, maybe? I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Live stream feedback. Where is it? Community feedback idea. I don't see it. Wait, it's gone. Yeah, I don't see it there. I don't see it there at all. Yeah, I do not see it. I'll get a GBR when I can clone it to be a Gordy, then I can die happy. I mean, not pushing away from the best, but there are from the other place, there are some things you could do. I would say, buy the base gun there, buy the parts from us or upgrades. That's what I'll say. I also just want to be different. Then tabs to Saiga. Yeah, dude, bro, what are you talking about? Go have you. Like, you and every speed softer wants a Saiga to HPA tap. That's exactly what they do. They all want to do the same thing. They all do the same thing. HPA tap it. For sure. They'll maybe do a drum if they... That's when it becomes different, you know? Hey, I never see ESG Saigas. Yeah, because they're too expensive, that's why. People don't usually do it all at once like that. I refuse to be a traitor to the Mayo Gang. Oh, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Here's something that I will say, though. And there's something that RPG and I have been saying, too. And we both agree on this. When it comes... Depending on how successful the RGBRs are doing, right? Whether it be the Classic Army ones, Lancer ones, the actual Lancer SLR ones, and even the Mayo Gang MGC4 lineup. I'm telling you guys, if they do well and they succeed and we're able to sell out like really quickly, you know, if we're struggling to keep them in stock, you know, that type of shit, and the numbers are there, right, to justify it, we're willing to experiment and start doing more stuff with it. Like, my goal and my dream, and again, I know this is you with our RPG lovers, you agree with me, I want to see like a FUD line, which I would not call it the FUD line. It'd be funny, but I wouldn't call it that. It'd be like, I'd call it like the legacy lineup, right? And it's literally just like probably the same thing. You could even label it under Classic Army if people really wanted to, right? But I think it would give Lancer a little bit of cred if it was like, hey, here's the legacy collection, right? Or legacy lineup. And it's like, you got Colt 733s, XM177, You got M16, right? And you come up with those three first. I think that alone would like start getting people's attention, right? I think from there, then it'd be like, oh, this is really, really cool. Or even if you could even maybe do like an upper kit for it, you know, if you really want it. If you didn't want to release a whole ass gun, which I think they should, but, you know, why not? You know, that would be, I think, a very smart move for them to do. Lancer, maybe even call it like Lancer 80, and it has like the ADG system in it too. It has the ADG system. You can, you know, they can charge more for it if they want. Has all the bells and whistles of the ADG system, right? TC op chamber, all that shit, right? It has all that good stuff. But, you know, it still has like the fixed carry handle. It has the correct receiver for it. It would just be cool to see, like, because again, some of the first like ARs that we saw in Airsoft with the advent of like the AEG as we know it, they started with like M16. They started with 733. Those were some of the earliest ARs that you could get back then when AEG was still new, right? So it makes sense, right, that it'd be kind of like a cool homage to like those first models that like were ever AEGs. Now they're available again, like in a GBBR form, right? So the guys that like all the classic stuff, right, but want the convenience of an AR, it's still there, right? You can still do pretty much everything with it. I would love to see that. And I would in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? That would be sweet. Give me a Mayo Gang Gordy clone time now. Oh my goodness. Yes. Hear me out. BAR HVA setup, but it's for a deathcore. Ooh. Oh, that would be amazing to see. Give me FUD or give me death. I do have FUD taste. I do. I know I do. I want Lancer Saiga. Nah, because then you'll just HPA tap it. Imagine Tactical League Vietnam, but we run in LT M16 MWS, yo, or LT XM177s for my freaking MACV SOG kit. Oh yes, I love that idea. I freaking love that. I would absolutely love for the next Vietnam event. I would love to be able to go ahead and run a GBR. I don't know if I would do it. I mean, so good news. Good news, everyone. So I talked to my tech friend. I talked to my buddy. I owned it. And your boy just scored himself a never been fired, never been fielded, already pre-chopped to LCT RPD. That's right, not RPK. RPD, baby. Your boy scored himself one. I talked to the guy that owned it. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna play Airsoft anytime soon. I got so many other things that I'm moving on to. He switched hobbies like completely. Like he dropped everything. Like I switched hobbies entirely. I'm not gonna be doing Airsoft anymore. I think if he does, he's gonna have like stick to his like 1 or 2 guns that he owns. He's like, if you want the RPD, it's yours. Have nuts. And I was like, yes, because it's been abandoned for like years at this point. I think like over 3 years. It's just been alone, right? So I'm like, yes, man, yes. Your boy got himself an RPD, baby, an RPD, chopped and everything, just like they did back in the day, dude. I'm so happy, man. You don't understand. I've been like wanting to get one because they're impossible to get now. They're impossible to find. God, I hate you right now. What do you mean you hate me? Let's go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm so happy, dude. It's so sick. It's so awesome. Yeah, what that RPD? Look it up. You mean it's our RPD? Your RPD? No. You mean our RPD? I love the RPD. Yeah, dude, same. The RPD is so awesome, dude. It's so sick. I needed it for the MACV SOG kit, right? Because I wanted to run an LMG, and eventually I do plan on getting the M60. I know I'm gonna get one, and I know exactly where to get it from too. We have one in our display, or we have one on like the display rack in our conference room that we use. If you remember when we did the Dead Box podcast, when we used to do those, when I used to do those boas, that was the room that we had it in. It actually was on display in the back. So, and I don't know if it works or not, but I would definitely love to go ahead and get that one and just like, you know, that'd be another one that I'd actually be okay with HPA tapping to. I'd rather keep it AG, but I know it works. That one specifically works better as an HPA tapped gun, so I probably would HPA tap that one too. But yeah, I do plan on doing the M60 in the future, specifically for like a Marine kit. But for MacVSOG, I needed the RPD for sure. So I'm getting it shipped from all the way from Indiana, where my buddy's at. Have him ship it to me, and then your boy's gonna be running it. Your boy's gonna be running it like consistently. I don't know like what I want to do with it. You know, I just want to keep it stock for the time being and see how it works out, see what upgrades I can do to it. But we'll see. I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited that I got one. Rare Warzone W. That's right. Warzone and I do agree. The RPD is awesome. The handguard. Give me the gun of Rambo. The M60. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. Rambo 1 or 2. I feel, is that a reference to what's that movie with Nicolas Cage, Lord of War? It's like, give me the gun of Rambo. Rambo 1 or 2. I have only seen part 1. The M60. Would you like the armor-piercing bullets? Yes, please. I love that scene. Hot take, it's not chopped enough. No, dude, Warzone, I'm telling you, this is hella chopped. I'm gonna show you a picture when I get it. It's hella chopped. Is Isaiah tapping? Yeah, I think I've said it before, Happy Ghost Ninja, on stream, that the only gun in my collection right now that I own, that I plan on tapping, is gonna be my 240. I have it's kind of like a weird Frankenstein between a 240, like, or I should say the 240 Bravo and the FN Mag, like the OG MG. Like, it's got the original Woodstock on there, but it has the Picatinny front. It has the Picatinny dust cover. But I have the very top heat shield removed from the barrel, so the top portion of the outer barrel is exposed. But I do have Picatinny on the sides. You know what I mean? So it's a very interesting amalgamation, but it looks cool to me. I like it, you know. More chopped than a chopped cheese. That's right. Let's see with the arm-piercing bullets. I can't remember how it goes. Question: Perun V2 or Gate Titan? I'm a Gate Titan guy, but I've used a few guns with Perins before, and they're great. I think Perins are great ETUs, MOSFETs. I think they're, yeah, I like them. Meme is fixed and posted. Okay, where is it? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Did you put it in memes? Where'd you put it in? Where the frick? Hold on, I'm gonna find it right now. Where is it? Where? Like zoinks. Is it in General Kenobi? What chat is it in? I want to see this shit. Hold on. Okay, it's definitely not there. Share your content? No, not there. I need some help here, guys. Where is it? Where is it? Oh god, I can't find anything on here. Why is everything so hard to find? Where is it? Is it roast my build? No, it's not a roast my build. Memes, I'm assuming? No, not memes. Food only? I doubt it, but damn, that is a good looking burrito. Look at that, Chad. That is a very good looking burrito. With a Coke too? Damn. I already ate, but I'm not gonna lie, that kind of made me hungry again. I ain't gonna lie, chat. Live stream feedback? Okay, live stream feedback. Where is it? Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Live stream feedback. What is this? New GBR buyers. GHK, VFC, WeTech, Maru, KWA. Oh, this is so good. Warzone. I love this. I'm going to save that, actually. That is deadass, actually, something that yeah, that's good. I love that. Oh, that's so, dude. Oh, that's so Sick, dude. That's so sick. Not gonna lie, I kind of want this as a shirt now for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like this would be really cool as like a t-shirt or something, you know? Oh, that's so sick. I love that. Oh, yeah. I love that they're all glowing too. They all have their own little aura if you look carefully enough. That's sick. That's so good. You did such a good job on that one. You cooked on that one. I love it. It matters not your path. You must overcome or they will be your doom. Excellent. So appropriate. Do you still like Army Armament? Yeah, Jaden, I love Army Armament. Army Armament is really sick. Like, especially I think they're mainly goated for their pistols, for the GBB pistols. I think that they have done a really good job. As if you don't know, Army has been the OEM for all the GBB pistols that Lancer has been putting forth. So the Heracles, the Strikes, those are all Nightshades even. Especially Heracles. Heracles, they cooked with that one. They've been the OEM for them, and even their own brand, like, you know, with their boxer, their own brand of like pistols, like it's just they're solid, man. Like they're really, really good. Even Lance Anthony, he runs still his is it R501 or 604? I'm pretty sure it's a 501. Yeah, he runs a 501. He still runs his 501 that he got years ago. I think like back in 2020, 2021. He's been running it for years at this point. And he's been loving it ever since. That's his go-to pistol. Very upgradable, very accepting to those stuff. There's one or two things that are a little bit picky and require a little bit of fitment, but it's not bad at all. Like, in terms of out-of-the-box performance, they're great. They're absolutely fantastic. So I have nothing to complain about when it comes to the Army Armament stuff, and I think that they are still a fantastic brand, and I really, really do like Army. I do wish that there was more stuff being released by them in general. Like, I want them to start doing some like obscure platforms as opposed to just sticking with the 1911s and the 2011s, the high kappas. But, you know, they got a good thing going. If they don't change it, oh well, you know what I mean? Like, they're still doing great for those, you know? Okay, guys, we got like 3 minutes left. Let's see here. We got any more people, any more orders? Ooh, it looks like our boy, Mr. RPG. What did you get here? Mr. RPG Lovers got himself an entry. Did he? Did he? 13. Okay, California tax. Let's get voucher. Is that an order? Is that an entry? No, that is not an entry. That's only that much. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is not an entry. Is that an outer barrel extension in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Brother, that is so funny. I just need it. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I thought you gotta get an entry. Nah, that is not an entry. But guys, you got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. I would strongly suggest you get your orders in, especially for any of the discounted items right now. Shocker deals are expiring at the end of the night, so don't miss out and get those orders in before it's too late. Yes, t-shirt. Yeah, I would wear that as a shirt, 100%. Only it's 2 inches. Yeah, that's too short, man. That's too short. I mean, sorry, chat. That's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal, guys. What am I? Yeah, of course. You guys don't have to know about it. Perfectly normal. Make do with that knowledge. Oh, it's so funny. Let's see here. So far in total, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So far, 7 orders. 7 dudes took advantage of the promotion. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. I'm happy for you guys. You guys will be getting those extra chances of winning again. Just don't miss out on Thursday's giveaway. Seriously, you guys have hella entries. I would hate for those entries to go to waste. I really want to order, but I am 8,500 miles away. I mean, if that's still in the U.S., Gene, we ship all over the U.S., so you should be fine. But don't worry about it. I don't want you to feel pressure either way at the end of the day. But I do want to, let you know that, again, Thursday's giveaway is going to be pretty freaking sweet, man. It's going to be pretty freaking cool. Man, that LaCroix is good. That's so freaking bussin'. And then Thursday, too, I'll give you guys a little bit of homework for all 10 of you that are still watching right now. I'll give you guys a little bit of homework. If you can do some more memes for me and put it on the meme page specifically, do them about the GBBRs. If you can give me some either Airsoft GI themed, or if you can do some more me theme, more me memes, specifically memes on me, that'd be hilarious. But if you can do some GBBR memes as well, I would love to go ahead and see those as well. And I will, after we go through the giveaway process, I would love to go ahead and go and just do kind of a meme review afterwards. I always love doing those. Those are always super fun. All right, guys, it is now 9:30. That is going to be it for tonight's live stream. So don't miss out on Thursday's giveaway. Again, it's going to be an absolute blast. Hopefully I get to see all you guys there. I had an absolute time, man, hanging out with all of you tonight's stream. I know it like devolved into like a whole Star Wars and Dune thing, right? But you know what? I love it all the same. And hopefully for all my new GBR owners out there, they got some good information as well. At the very least, hopefully they were entertained nonetheless. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Don't miss out Thursday's giveaway. Again, you have a few hours left before the end of the night, before those shocker deals go away. So take advantage now while you can. And don't miss the next live stream giveaway, and make sure to get your orders in through Airsoft GI and continue spreading the word around as much as possible. I appreciate all the efforts that you guys go through, not only just ordering through us, but letting people know what we got going on here. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful night.